Of course I don't work like this. But I have been asked many times, why do city carriers have to wear uniforms and rural carriers don't? It doesn't seem fair, right? Well, it's just like it says, city carriers are supposed to be located in the city, while rural carriers are located in the rural areas. Take Dallas, for instance. If someone is delivering downtown Dallas, they might have to walk door to door to deliver mail to the different businesses. There are also houses and townhomes that they may be walking from door to door to. Some people even have mailboxes on their house. So you can't just drive by and do this like the rural carriers do. City carriers would have to walk from door to door to get the mail to each individual house. If someone is walking up to your house, your mail carrier is out sick, or they just had surgery, or they're on vacation, and you've got this random stranger walking up to your door and they're in just average pedestrian, civilian clothes. You're gonna be like, who the heck is this person and why are they at my door? But if they're wearing a uniform, you're like, okay, I know why you're here, because my mailbox is on the door and I'm receiving my mail. Even though I've never seen you before, my carrier must be out, so thank you for being here to deliver my mail. So city carriers are hourly. Even whenever you go regular, which means that you do the same route every day, they are still hourly. Rural carriers are kind of like salary. We get paid based on our route evaluation. If the post office deems that it only takes 8 hours to complete our route, we will get paid for 8 hours. Whether we do it in 3 hours or we do it in 12, we're getting paid 8 hours, which is why you see those that are dressed in their civilian clothes running to the door and hurrying up to get done. I take my dear sweet time. I'm writing songs on my route. But some people are really trying to hurry up and get done. I know some guys, they can get done in 2.5 hours, and I'm just like, how in the world is that even possible? So yeah, sometimes I do have to work for free, but I enjoy my day and I try to be careful and take my time. And it's so lovely when I make a valuation, which means I'm not working for free because I go over. But with the city side, I feel so bad for them because some days we do have light mail, light packages, and it only takes me 4 hours to complete my route. And I'm looking at the city carriers how are you going to be out there for 8 hours? Is that even possible? But they have to make it work. If they want to go home early, they have to take vacation time. Isn't that insane? That's crazy to me. And it makes no sense. You're forcing me to work 8 hours. Don't you want to pay me less? But we are unionized. The city carriers have a different union than we do. Our union is the National Rural Letter Carrier Association, something like that. I don't know who the city carriers union is because it doesn't affect me. So it may be something that's in their contract that says that they are required to work 8 hours a day. I honestly have no idea. But in our contract, if we get done with our route, we go home and we get paid for the full route. Now, with the hourly situation on the rural side, whenever rural carriers first start out, they can be an ARC, which is an assistant rural carrier. They work 1 day a week. Or you could be a rural carrier associate, an RCA, which means you have one assigned route. Whenever that carrier is off, whether it's 1 day a week or they take off for a month or 2 months or 3 months, you're guaranteed those days because the regular that does that route every day is not there. So when you're an RCA, I know more about this than ARC because I was an RCA. Now I'm a regular. But when I was an RCA, we were working 60, 70 hours a week in my office, and I was so burnt out. But some offices only let you work your 1 day a week, and then you're not getting enough hours. But the good thing about being an RCA, you can go to any post office in the country and work. If you work in Texas and you want to go to California for vacation, if they're down a route, you could be like, yo, let me help you out and get paid. If you are in Chicago, New York, anywhere, Florida, Washington, you could get paid to deliver mail in South Dakota visiting your aunt because you're an RCA. You can work anywhere. With regulars, it's not the same. You can't go wherever you want. Your route is your route, baby, unless you put in a transfer or quit. That's your route or bid on a different route. So with the rural carrier side, we have seniority. It doesn't matter how good you are, how hard you work, it goes by seniority. Who got there first? And say there's 10 RCAs. If this RCA got here last, then they will be last to go regular. But if all 10 of these people make PTF means something different on the city side. I have no idea what the difference is. No, I'm not even going to tell you what I think because I don't know. But on the rural side, PTF means that you become career. So as an RCA, you can still get benefits, but they're not as good as going regular. You can't get like 401k, which is called thrift savings plan. You don't get that. So there's no matching. Like you're pretty much working without building retirement. So if you're an RCA for like 5 years, you have no retirement for 5 years. Which sucks. But once you make PTF, which is part-time flex, I believe is what that's called, part-time flex, you become career, but you're still a sub. RCAs are subs, ARCs are subs, part-time flex are subs, and then you have regular rural carrier. I think they said the contract updated now to where RCAs actually have vacation and sick leave from when they start. I don't know if that's true. Anyone out there who's trying to apply for the post office, you're going to have to research that because I don't know. I know that whenever we bid, like I said, it goes by seniority, but on the city side, I've heard them having some complications. Like somebody will be awarded a route and then they have to rebid and then it could take a year or 6 months. And I just think it's crazy. Whenever we bid, it's like, if you've been there the longest, you get it. Another thing that I think is crazy is that city carriers can get overtime. Rural regular carriers, sometimes they open it up for us, but most of the time we cannot get overtime. During the holiday season, they allow us to help only because it takes longer for us to do our individual routes because there's so many packages. It's Christmas. So because there's so many packages, we could be out there for 15 hours just on our route alone. So if they're already paying us 15 hours, why not pay us 17 or 18 to go help other routes too? 20 regular rural carriers going out helping, you'll get it done a lot faster in 2 or 3 hours than you would. But city carriers, I don't know if they can be forced to go back out as regulars, but I know the subs, city and RCAs, ARCs, if they're told they have to go help, they have to go help. Like you can't go home until everything is done. But as a regular rural carrier, you take your butt home when your route is done. I'm like, that's crazy. These people come in at 8 and then they leave at like 8. I'm like, you're a regular. Why are you still here? What? And for that reason, they're monitored really, really, really closely. If it's an easy day and there's a city carrier out there that hasn't even made it halfway through their day and they've been at work for 6 hours, ooh, that manager is going to be calling. Supervisor's like, where are you? Why are you taking so long? What are you doing? And they treat RCAs like that too. They're like, I need you to come back and help carry this route. It's crazy. But another good thing about city carriers is that you can make more money in the long run. I was at another office and a lady came up to me in the neighborhood I was delivering in, and she told me that she makes over $100,000 a year as a city carrier. And I was like, how many hours are you working a day? She was like, at least 12 every single day. She's like, and I work my day off every week. It just depends on what you want. Like if you want to get in, get out, go home and do your own hobbies, play your game, knit your sweaters, cook, work on music, work on art, whatever you're doing, second job, whatever you want to do in your spare time to enjoy your life, you could do that. But on the city side, it's all about making money. So if you want to get in and make as much money as you can, I think the city side is actually better than the rural. And the rural, if you just want to, like me, I want to come home and make videos and sing songs and hang out with my wife and dogs. So the rural side is better for me. So that sums it up. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Peace.